Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. This week I'm going to be doing some bait fishing because my arm's still a little bit jacked up, but it's feeling a lot better. And I'm at Chimney Beach, and I'm looking for some really deep water. And to bring you up to speed, I didn't have a clip from last Wednesday, but I went fishing. And I went to Logan Shoals Vista Point. I saw a couple guys fishing down there. I don't know if they got anything, but I didn't get anything. And I found some nice water with boulders, and from the time my weight hit the water till it hit the bottom, it was about a 15 to 17 count with a half-ounce lip sinker and nothing. I thought the fish would be in there feeding in those boulders, and then paranoia set in, and I started worrying that there was too much swimming activity. There was a lot of kayakers, paddleboarders, boats were going by, and instead of just chalking it off to sometimes I don't catch fish, I decide I'm gonna overreact and go hike way down away from the beach and go find the deepest water I can find and see if I can get something there. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm gonna bring you along on the hike down there because I show this on a couple of hikes when I fish Chimney Beach. But I just want everyone to know, if you come here, it's not an easy place to fish if you go to this section that's deeper. So I'm gonna be heading down the trail. Chimney Beach is to the right. I'm gonna be going left, and I kind of know where the deeper stuff is, and I want to find a spot where I don't have to go crazy hauling all my gear over everything. I haul my cooler with me because when I get a fish, I like to keep it iced up, and I also like it to keep my night crawlers cold. I have a clip on my fishing tips playlist where I talk about the importance of having really fresh and lively night crawlers, and that's the kind of thing that can make the difference. It was really windy and raining yesterday. It's going to be windy today, about 10-mile-an-hour winds, and it's a lot cooler. It's going to be like a high of 59. It's 7:20 right now. If I could have my rod secure and my bait in the water within an hour, I'll be happy, because that's kind of what it takes to find a spot where I can get my rod holders in, I can get all my stuff into position, I can set up everything. Typically it's like an hour at this spot because it takes so long to get down to the water. So let's let the adventure begin. Just looking at the water, where it is and how high up this hill I am, does the math on what you got to deal with. Going down is nothing, but coming back up this last time, I was feeling it, man. Typically at this fork in the trail, I cut straight down, but that's gonna have me going back up over this big hill down that way. So I'm gonna try this path to the left. I've never taken it in the several times I've come out here, so hopefully I'm not making a huge mistake where I'm gonna have to backtrack or something. It's looking like taking that left turn is marginally better than just going down. But since I know where I kind of want to go, I didn't really need to comb the cliff. So this pretty much dropped me right down to where it's deep. And the water's up. Down here is kind of where I fished last time, but I want to get more out on a point. I've done this enough to know I need to set my stuff down, walk down, look at it, and even see if I have a safe route to get out. And if I even have that, make sure I have a place to set my rods. All right, I went down there last time. That is a mirage. There's nowhere for me to fish or land a fish there because the water's in between the rocks. So I'm gonna have to get on the other side of this big thing. If I can get out on that point, that's good. But I've climbed out there before And I know from experience that getting out over that ridge is dangerous. I don't know if I'm up for dangerous today. This is about as far as I've gone to the left. And I usually cut down because I don't want to hike up this trail. But because of that, I climbed out over that dangerous stuff. So let's see if this trail can take me to a little something easier. Landing fish today, if I get anything, is gonna be a wet and wild experience off these rocks. It looks like I could do something down here, but it looks like it's gonna be too extreme to even kick back for a second. And with the waves crashing up on the rocks like this, I think I need to find something different. Oh, look at that. The Taylors 05. They left their mark like nearly 20 years ago. For that, to the Taylors who put that there, I wish bad things upon you. And I hope you were cursed for defacing that rock. So I think this is what it's gonna be. This wasn't that hard to get down to because there's kind of a trail. And I think I'm going to set up my rods up high to keep out of these waves. And then if I actually get something, I can run down here and I'll keep my net down below. Or maybe I'll put my rods down there. But this looks like a pretty good place to post up no matter what, because this little inlet, this bay, where it's indentation in the rocks, is not getting the brunt of the waves like the outer points in the open exposed areas are. It's kind of chill right here. And it looks like there's a lot of hazards for landing fish, but as I always say, you gotta hook a fish to lose a fish. Man, I'm setting up my night crawler and I just got a big hit on my power bait. And it's deep out here. I got him at about a 40 count. I gotta jump down. I still got my chest mount on. There he is. He's out there. And I threw that power bait down deep. This might even be a Mackinaw. Whoa, man. And I was setting up my nightcrawler line, and what do you know? Yeah, that's a Mac. Macs like power bait. I've caught a lot of them on it. Let me get down here. I'm gonna try to let this guy go, but let's get him in the net if we can. Got him. Oh, no. No, it's a rainbow. Oh, it's a rainbow. That's what I'm looking for. Got him. Got him. I thought it was a Mac, but it's a nice rainbow. Oh, I'm not even set up yet. Here he is in the net. I was totally unprepared for that. This rainbow's of the longer variety, and that's why I thought maybe it was a Mackinaw. But I'm glad it's a rainbow. I'll be eating that thing. So I'm all set up to get that first line in the water. It took me about 1 hour and 20 minutes because, you know, you saw the searching process. Then I had to get a wedge rock system going. These are the only 2 spots I could really put my rods. I'm setting the camera up there. It's going to be looking down if I get something else. And the chaos you saw was I had to jump down here. The camera went straight to my feet at that point. And then when my camera goes to my feet, I'm still wearing my chest thing. I jumped down from there, and then I had to jump down here with my rod like this, but I already had my net here. And before I even made a cast, I already knew what I was gonna do to get down here, to get to the fish. You don't want to figure that out. You don't want to cast up high and not know your route. And I have a clip for that on my trout fishing tips playlist. Have a plan for landing fish. I'm dealing with a very erratic bottom out here. And this down angle with the camera, that's just what it's gonna be, man. You see what I'm dealing with here. I got my rods up there. I might have to be napping on this slab of rock right here. And then I can land fish down there. There's a lot of hazards out there, but it's the Lake Tahoe boulder shoreline. So I'm gonna fish for a while longer. I got power bait and crawlers, a very erratic bottom. Like when I casted that power bait out the first time, it was a 47 count. I casted right almost in the exact same spot, and it was a 27 count. And there's just giant boulders out there you land on. And then my night crawler, I threw it out maybe 5 feet over, and it was a 15 count. So there's some kind of big flat thing out there. So I'm gonna be moving my stuff around quite often. Like every 45 minutes, I'm gonna recast to make sure I'm not in between two big giant rocks that I can't see. The fish should be in these boulders feeding. Hit some power bait again. There he is. He's nibbling. He's still nibbling. Take it, take it, take it. He's hitting it hard now. He's hitting it hard now. Let me move up on him. There we go. Oh, I missed him. Thought I had him. Wait, I got him. I got him. I got him. He thought he was smart, but he wasn't. Oh, he's smaller, that's what it is. I'm gonna try to let this guy go. He's got a lot of growing to do. The hook is hanging out of the edge of his mouth. I gotta get this guy. I barely got him. He must have hit it when I pulled it away from him. I'll bring him up there and show him to you really quick. Check it out. That treble hook is dangling right on the edge of his mouth. A perfect fish to release. Because I don't want to keep this little guy. He's got some growing to do. Oh, he fell right off. He's ready to go. Let's go power him up and release him. He's got really pretty pink fins. I'm going to let him sit here and get strong really quick, and then I'm going to release him. He's had enough of me. I'm going to let him go. Let's go. Get out there, buddy. I'll see him in a couple of years. So I'm going to wrap it up really early today. So I got a rainbow that is right at 20 inches. And it's not that fat, but that's going to have some nice fillets, as you're going to see. And that's some real fillet goodness right there, boy. And this isn't a bad place to spend the morning, but it's only around 10:30. And the shoreline doesn't get more extreme than this. And that's what I have to look forward to hiking up to get out of here. But right where the tree is, there's actually dirt to step on. So I only have to get over this big, deep stuff down here. So that was good, you know? I got that fish 15 minutes in, and it's allowing me to skip the part where the waves are crashing up on the shore, and I can do the dramatic fish catch. If you want to see me doing the dramatic fish catch on the wave-swept rocks, you can see plenty of it. I got several Lake Tahoe clips on my Lakes and Reservoirs playlist where there's waves crashing up on the rocks, and I'm out there trying to catch it like the middle of a storm. I didn't get the deep water I was hoping for. Got that big rainbow at about a 40 count, and then the subsequent times I've cast it out, it was only about a 20 to 25 count. So it's a very irregular bottom. If you want to get a lot of that really deep water, you can get out on some of these points, but they're kind of flooded out and there's rocks and you can't really get a clean cast out there. And it's, you know, when you get out to those spots, you're hitting water that's like an 80 count. You know, you're pulling Mackinac on it. I was glad I was able to let that little trout go. I mean, that thing, I let him go. He was probably like, woo, I made it. Swam out a big trout, I swam up and just ate him. That was a perfect bite size. I don't know about that shallower spot where I got skunked at Logan Shoals last Wednesday. I might have to go visit another shallow spot again and see if that's really a factor. I don't know, there's a good chance I just didn't catch a fish that day and I might be overreacting. Stranger things have happened. And I figured this time I was gonna show you what it took to find this spot, get set up, because when I just set up the camera and you just see me out here, it's like, I dream a genie, I just blink myself down here. Any of you viewers that are under the age of 35 might not even know what I dream a genie means. It's an old TV show where there was a genie that had magical powers. So it was cool that I could show you the process and how it can take an hour and 15 minutes to find a spot in an area like this on the lake. There's a lot faster, more exact places to go to where you just get down to the water. But coming out here is a little bit more of a challenge. I hope you enjoyed this day of watching me jump down many levels of rocks to reach the water and land a fish. It's getting windy out here, it's storming. And as you can see, the waves are really starting to come in. And these waves are gonna be splashing over these rocks. Probably within minutes, it's gonna get that stormy out here with whitewater. I caught that fish. I got the luxury of calling it really early. I could go home, get this video up and relax, ice up my arm that's sore and massage it. So I hope you enjoyed this day of fishing out at the Lake Tahoe shore. I sure did. I'm probably gonna cook that fish up for dinner tonight, or at least half of it. That's at least 2 big meals for me. So thank you for joining me on Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.